Hello everyone, and welcome to F1 2017. We're here to sort of do a quest, really, not only to win the Drivers' Championship, but also to win the Constructors' Championship with a team that, you know, maybe wouldn't be classified just yet as a front-running team. So, it is our quest to build them and do what we can to make sure that we can win both the drivers and the constructors with this team. But first we've got to choose our character. It's nice to see that, you know, there's some women in here. Just good to see the representation, really. But we're going to go for this guy because I feel like he is the one who looks most like me. Now we're going to choose the helmet. We're going to go for this one. We're actually going to change the colouring up a bit to make it look a bit more claret and blue. For those of you who don't know, I'm an Aston Villa fan. So, I've just got to try and make this, you know, helmet, that's the word, look as Aston Villa-y as possible. The thing is, claret is sort of between red and purple. It's quite a difficult colour to nail down. I feel like that's about as close as I'm going to get. So, let me know what you think of my rendition of Aston Villa's claret colour. And, yeah, so that's my helmet. Next, we're going to choose a nationality. We are, of course, British. Driver number, I usually choose 18, but Lance Stroll has taken it this season, so I can't have that one. So, I'm going to go for, I think, the number 82. 82, I like that number, always have, I don't know why. Maybe it's because my parents were married in 82. Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast album came out in 1982. You know, I like that year. 1982, it was a good year. So, yeah, we're going to go with that number. That is indeed my name, my abbreviated name. And yeah, so that's our character with whom we are going to do our career mode with. So, yeah, without further ado, let's actually get started with the career mode itself. Number 82, Ben Hobson. Let's go find out who we're going to drive for.
Welcome to Formula One.
So here are the options. We've got Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, Williams, Force India, Renault, Toro Rosso, Haas, McLaren, Honda, and Sauber. As you can see, we are actually going to go for, a lot of people are going for McLaren Honda to get them, you know, returning them to glory, if you like. We're also going to do a return to glory of sorts, except we're going to do it with Renault. You know, with whom Fernando Alonso won his 2005 and 2006 Formula One World Championships. They're currently a midfield team, so it's not too, you know, far-fetched to build them into a front-running team. So yeah, we're going to go for Renault. That's who we're going to drive for. And as it says, develop into a front runner. That is what they want to do in real life as well. Our teammate is going to be Nico Hulkenberg. I want a decent teammate. So, yeah. Let's have a look at the settings for the career mode itself. We're going to go for full qualifying mode, not one shot or short. The short qualifying on this game is only 12 minutes, so we're going to go for the full qualifying, because I feel like that's how we're going to maximise our times, hopefully. Everything else is pretty much going to stay the same, except for the AI driver level. I've actually done a few, like, test Grand Prix against the AI to test my pace against them. I found that 80 was too slow, and 100, where it currently is, was a bit too fast. So, we're going to set it down in the middle. We're going to put it to 90, which is still master rating, which I find mental. I didn't think I was that good. But yeah, we're going to put it down into 90, and hopefully that's about, you know, where it should be. So, master or 90 rated difficulty level, full qualifying, and yeah. Let's go meet our agent, Emma Jenkins.
Yes, and I respect that. But my client has a championship to contest. So if you want our participation, I'm afraid the concessions are mandatory. Yes, that's fine. Get back to me when you can. Goodbye. No one ever just signs the contract. Anyway, thanks for coming by on such short notice. I just needed to cover a couple of quick things with you before you race. Firstly, as requested, is a copy of your contract. It's a rolling deal. However, the team reserves right of termination if you fail to meet performance standards. You're second driver for now, but work hard, hit your targets, and I'll be able to sweeten the deal. I'm also looking to get you into some invitational events throughout the season. The experience and exposure from these will be great for your image. Plus, you'll get to drive some nice historic cars. Now then, go get ready for the next session, and good luck.
So, basically, she's our agent. She's going to be, you know, handling our contracts and events and stuff like that. throughout the season. So here we go. Dear Ben, welcome to Renault Sport Formula 1 team. We are delighted to have you on board and look forward to working closely with you over the upcoming seasons. You will start as our second driver alongside your teammate Nico Hulkenberg. We expect you to work together to help develop the car and the team as quickly as possible. Now let's get out there and win some points. Kind regards, team management. So, yeah, we're in the hospitality area at the moment. So, laptop introduction, blah-de-blah. Don't need that. And yeah, let's just head straight into practice 1, I think. Mixed conditions on track with the weather forecast. That will be fun. Actually, let's take a look at the vehicle management first. As you can see, you know, the power unit is all there. We get to see what we do.
You join us just as today's practice session for the Australian Grand Prix is about to start. Beside me to take you through free practice today is a man with 3 decades of racing experience under his belt. It is, of course, Anthony Davidson. Thanks for joining us today, Ant, and tell me, where should we be focusing our attention today?
I think we need to be looking across the entire field to see how far these cars are able to push a single set of tyres. While everyone will be trying different setups and running with different fuel loads, if you're attentive enough, you can definitely pick out trends for each type of tyre compound, which will give us a rough idea of how long the drivers are able to stay out there during a stint in the race.
Jeff here. I'm looking forward to working with you as your race engineer. Hope you've had a good night's sleep because we've got a lot of work to do today to prep for the season ahead. We're ready to fire up the car, so why not head out and get a few laps under your belt?
So in order to actually upgrade the car, we need to do something to collect resource points. Basically, there's a bunch of things that we can do, as you're about to see, in the video, that we can do. Track acclimatization, time management, etc. All these will give us resource points with which we can upgrade the car. So the first one we did was track acclimatization, which as you can see was going well until the end of Sector 1, where we completely missed that corner, and actually towards the end of the lap as well. The rest of the lap went really well, and then I did that right at the end. So I still could have done better on this, collecting more resource points. But yeah, so that went pretty well. And the next we did sort of a tyre wear test, in which we got purple, so that went really, really well. So we collected the maximum amount of points available for that. Result low tyre wear, as you can see, got an achievement for it as well, for a perfect result in the practice program. At the end of practice 1, we reached 20th place. Great.
That's it for practice then. We'll see you again
To
soon.
be fair, I was only concentrating on the practice programs. I wasn't actually trying to go as fast as I can, if you like. But yeah, let's go meet our engineering team.
Ah, you got my message. Perfect. Welcome to Home Away from Home. We get more real-time data from the factory now than ever before, and it all comes through here. So I have to spend more time checking over the reports and less time hunting you down in the hospitality suite. To that end... Sorry, just a sec. Yeah, Chris, is this important? I'm in the middle of something. Oh, okay. Right. Well, that makes no sense. Have Sarah reset the simulation and run it again. Okay. Sorry about that. As I was saying, we've set up a desk for you at the front here. You can get onto the network from your laptop, so make sure to check the R&D screen regularly. And let us know how you want to use the data that we've collected over the weekend and through the practice programs. Also, bear in mind that the news from the factory won't always be good. Sometimes tests fail, like you've seen just now. And when that happens, we have to divert additional resources to fix it. C'est la vie, I'm afraid.
So not every part we upgrade will even work. You can tell, like, how in-depth this game is, at least in its career mode. It's really, you know, they've really thought this through. So we've already got some resource points. We're going to see how many we've got. Not too many at the moment. There we go. Actually, no. What am I talking about? Not too many. We've got over 2,500 there. So we can already start to allocate them if we want. So if you view the R&D tree, we can actually see, there's the overall vehicle performance comparison, where we can actually see on the tree how, you know, we are in comparison to the other teams in each area. So you've got powertrain, chassis, sort of reliability, durability, that sort of stuff. And there's also one more which I can't remember. So yeah, there's powertrain, aerodynamics, that's the one. So we're going to look at the powertrain first, because the Renault isn't too great with its engine. It's better than the Honda, but apart from that, you know, we're actually already quite good with the aerodynamics. We're almost one of the front runners there. Chassis needs some work. Durability, you know, that goes for everyone. So we're going to go for the powertrain first, just to see what we can do to this Renault engine. First thing we're going to do is actually go on the factory efficiency to improve how quickly they get the stuff to us, if you like. And the quality control, meaning hopefully less parts fail. And the actual first part we're going to upgrade is the ignition system, which will give us basically a bit more engine power. So that's 900 resource points for that. And hopefully that will come to us fairly quickly. So we've already spent the resource points we've got, and now we're going to head into practice 2. We struggled here with the another tyre wear test, but then in the end we actually ended up getting a purple score on it. So we struggled on lap 1, but we brought it back. End of that session, because that was the only practice program we did, we got P19. So we've moved up past Pascal Wehrlein. Apart from that, no real change. And finally coming into practice 3, we did a qualifying run. So this is where our pace will really be revealed. We did a 1 minute 27.3. No, we didn't. We did a 1 minute 26.9, sorry. And I actually went back out and did the track acclimatization again, and ended up getting a fully purple lap to get the full number of resource points we could. And I actually ended up there in 13th position. Only, actually no, I'm still 6/10 off Hulkenberg. So, you know, 6/10 away. That's not, you know, very encouraging, really, if I'm 6/10 away from a teammate. But going into qualifying, we're going to see what we can do. Hopefully we can make some inbounds. And, yeah, so here we get the resource points from our practice and 2 and 3 sessions. Sorry this is all a bit rushed, by the way. You know, I've edited this in a way that I haven't given myself very long to explain anything. Emma wants to talk to us.
Hey, looks like you've got a bit of rivalry going on out there. This is good. Gets people talking about you. Just make sure you outperform them, okay?
So we have a rival on track now. That's probably our teammate, Nico Hulkenberg. That's who they tend to start the rivals with. Yeah, there we go. So basically, we've got to beat him. First to like 30 points in a way. Points based on certain things like where you start, you know, in relation to each other, where you finish, fastest laps.
Hi, how are you? I'm just passing on your qualifying goals for this weekend.
So our qualifying goals for this weekend, finish qualifying 11th or higher, and beat Nico Hulkenberg. That's quite, you know, that's quite demanding. 11th or higher in this car. That is not easy. So we're going to see what we can do anyway coming into qualifying. First run we do on a set of super softs just to get a banker time in qualifying 1. It was a 126.7, but it wasn't enough. As you can see, we're in P16, so we went back out on the ultra soft tyre, and it's actually starting to rain now, so this is the only run on this tyre we're going to get in. Was it enough? Yes, it was. 15th place. We've scraped our way into Q2. It's not looking good for a Q3 11th place scenario, but yeah, it actually started to rain quite heavily, so we had to go out on the intermediates in qualifying 2, and we're going to get 10th place initially. Whether we keep that, I don't know. So we finished the session. Well, actually, I wanted to go out at the end of the session at first, so I tried to put on a new set of Inters. Unfortunately, it was raining too heavily for that. Switched to recommended compound, you see? Now it was the wet tyres, so there was no point going back out. I wasn't going to improve. And I just had to hope that that 10th place that I'd got on earlier was enough and no one would beat it. So if we retire from the session now from qualifying 2, do we make it into qualifying 3 or at least get 11th? No, we don't. Did we beat our teammate? No. So we failed pretty much all of our qualifying objectives. It's 15th place, only 1/10 behind Nico, so I made some good inroads, but you know, it's not very good for the race, or our resource points, or team standing, basically. So it's not been a fantastic qualifying session. Hopefully, we can make up for it in the race. We've gotten all our resource points for the weekend, so we can upgrade our car. We did all the practice programs to gain them. And now we're going to see how we can do in the race. Here we go, our final set of resource points coming in. And we're going to end up with just over 1,000 to play with in the end. We're actually going to see if we can use them before we even go into this race. We want to be quite aggressive with this upgrade regime. We want to get to the front of the grid as fast as we can. But we're going to see how we're doing in the rivalry. I get 1, he gets 2. So he's only 1 ahead of me in the end. Which isn't too bad. You know, I can always make that up a little bit. As you can see, we're not doing very well in the team approval rating. And the reputation level among the teams has gone down a bit. So hopefully I need to improve that going into the race. Voicemail.
Hi, guess who? I've seen the team's expectations for the race, so I thought I'd pass them on and wish you luck. Take care.
So after a pretty dreadful qualifying position, they want me to finish the race in 13th. That's a lot more realistic if you ask me. So hopefully we'll be able to do that and beat Nico Hulkenberg at the same time. So without further ado, I think it's finally time that we started the race. Although not yet. Sorry, hold on. Chassis upgrade. Meant to do that first, as I literally said 2 minutes ago. So yep, develop upgrade. There we go. We have a chassis upgrade coming in. And now it's time to head to the race.
Okay, be wary of the cars ahead braking suddenly into one. We could ruin our race if we hit them.
So as you can see, it's going to be raining all race. Now, I did want to try and change this to literally a 0-stop strategy. It wouldn't let me do that, so I had to just stick on the 1-stop. But yeah, wet race to start off with here in Australia. Australia is one of my stronger tracks, so we're going to see how we do. 5 red lights, and away we go for the first race of our F1 2017 career mode. It's a fairly average start. Hulkenberg clearly gets a better start on me. I've also got Kvyat trying to come up my inside, but I go around the outside of both my teammate and Kvyat, and we get 14th place heading into turn 1. So we've already gained a position. Now we're going to look to see if we can gain any more positions coming down now into turn 3. Can we get past Massa and Perez on a double overtake? It's going to be 3 wide going to this corner. Sainz is there on my inside as well, and he comes across me quite dangerously. I had to react to that. We're going to try and hold it around the outside, but no, he blocks that off. But we are up into P12 now. So it's been quite a good start off the line, and Magnussen is holding up Ocon, Sainz, and myself. In fact, Magnussen is holding up the rest of the field as we go up the inside of Carlos Sainz for P11. So already we're making very good gains in this race from our P15 on the grid. Coming into Sector 2, we were in P11. Now going on to lap 2, we're chasing down Esteban Ocon in his bright pink Force India. Does anyone else really like the Force India this season? I do, but we're going to see if we can overtake him soon. We get a purple split, although it is only lap 2. Everyone's going to be getting purple splits at the moment. But we're sitting in the slipstream now. The slipstream on this game is not nearly as potent as it was on F1 2016. So we're going to go down the inside. It leaves the space, and from quite far back, I managed to outbrake him, and we're up into the points now. P10. That's it's been such a great start to the race so far. Next up is Kevin Magnussen in his Haas car. In front of him, his teammate Roman Grosjean. Sure enough, coming onto lap 3 now. You know, lap on lap, we are making gains. Hopefully we can get past Magnussen before he holds us up for too long. Can't really get him there. Not close enough just yet. 10th up again on our fastest sector times. We are just improving with our pace. Lap on lap, we have gained quite a lot of time actually on Esteban Ocon and his Force India already. We're going to go for a dive on Magnussen again from quite far back. We run a little bit wide, but that's the overtake done. So now that's Magnussen out the way, up into P9 now. We have got really good pace in the wet conditions, as it turns out. At least race pace in the wet conditions. And now here on lap 4, Lance Stroll is struggling in his typically low downforce Williams. He's going to be struggling on a wet track. You know, that is the Williams' downfall. Anything that needs high downforce. Touch! Grosjean a little bit of contact with his rear end, and we actually get past him as he leaves us the space after we make a little bit of reckless contact with him. Bad driving on my part there, but the move is done. We kind of scared Grosjean into leaving us the space there. So that's P8 now, and hopefully we can get past Lance Stroll, and then after Stroll, there is a massive gap to sort of the lead group, the top 6 if you like. So Stroll here struggling in his Williams. We're going to look to get him, hopefully, if not in the chicane, then on the corner after that, if he can make a mistake. But we're actually going to, he's actually left a bit of a gap there. We are going to go up his inside into the chicane. That's a fantastic move. Again, we have to run a little bit wide to leave him the space, but that is the move done. You know, lap 5, we're up into P7 from P15 on the grid. It's been a fantastic, you know, start to the race now on lap 6 here. We have got a little bit of a train behind us, so we're going to look to try and open out a gap to the cars behind as much as we can. Grosjean only 8 tenths behind us, but Verstappen is so far ahead now. Is ridiculous. Daniel Ricciardo is out of the race, and if you look, I didn't know here whether to overtake the safety car or not. There's Ricciardo on the right hand side there. So as the engineer just said, the problem was terminal for him. He pulled off to the side on the pit straight, and that was it for them. I got a bit confused with the safety car there as it was coming out. I didn't know whether to overtake it or not, but I was allowed to just catch up with the queue. Safety car is now in this lap. We actually skipped a few laps, of course. That was on sort of the beginning of lap 7. It's now lap 9. So, yeah, sitting in P6, it's been a fantastic race. Looking at the tyre wear as well, it's only 28% on the front left. So, it looks like we can run 22% on the front right. So, it looks like we can run this no stop. You know, when it's wet conditions, you don't need to stop the car, really, because the tyres really are that durable. So, safety car coming in, Vettel backing up the pack so he can try and get as good a getaway as he can. Bottas and Raikkonen sort of going at it already before the racing has even started again. They're following each other. Well, Bottas is following Raikkonen to a T here. Hamilton in 4th, Verstappen in 5th. We sit behind in 6th. We've got no chance against these guys. So we've just got to try and maximise our start as best we can to try and get away from Grosjean and the pack behind. So here we go, coming on to lap 10. Race restarts after the safety car from Daniel Ricciardo's car. And Esteban Ocon is straight out of the race. Let's see what happened to him. Here we go. You know, we're going to restart the race, and Ocon just pulls off. He just pulls off, and that's it. He's out the race, retired. Must be some sort of mechanical failure like Ricciardo's, who actually cut the corner a bit there and grabbed the bollard here on lap 10. But we're actually still keeping just about in touch with Max Verstappen. Wow, it's only race 1, and already the engine is showing signs of wear. We're going to be a little bit down on power. But at the moment, we're sticking in the slipstream of Verstappen and the lead guys, and we're not, you know, losing too much time to them. We're trying to pull away from Grosjean and the pack behind. And why are people putting into the pits? It's lap 10, and some of the leaders have pulled into the pits. Not just the leaders, a lot of people behind in the midfield and the back markers have pulled into the pits. That makes no sense to me. It's lap 11. And my tyres are still fine. I don't know why they're putting into the pits. Vettel and Hamilton have carried on. And we go a little bit wide here on lap 11. Maybe our tyres are a little bit worse than what I think they are. But we're going to carry on anyway. We're in a podium position at the moment. And if you look at the map, Lewis Hamilton now has pulled into the pits from 2nd place, which promotes us up into 2nd place. So inexplicably, all of the leaders, except for Vettel, who has one hell of a lead, by the way, have pulled into the pits, and that's promoted us up into P2 after our phenomenal start. All those overtakes, getting ourselves up into P7. The retirement to Daniel Ricciardo getting it to P6, and then the pit stops, promoting us into P2. This race couldn't have gone much better for us. Could have gone better for Grosjean, though, who is now out of the race. And here we are, lap 15, end of the race. Perez has been chasing us down the last few laps as we slide through Sector 3 there. But, yeah, lap 15, first race in a midfield Renault car. Sebastian Vettel wins the race, but due to a mixture of retirements, pit stops, and, let's be honest, good intermediate pace from us against the rest of the pack, we are going to come home in our first F1 2017 career race with a 2nd place podium finish. Unbelievable.
Great drive. We're really happy with that performance.
Engineer, you could sound a little bit happier about it. You know, it is my debut race in a midfield team, and I've just brought you a 2nd place podium.
And as we can see, it's time for the podium. And as the drivers make their way out, there's a familiar red suit making its way to the top step. Fantastic win for Ferrari. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Sebastian Vettel takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship After that excellent result, moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
I'm going to go for Sebastian Vettel. People have suggested
What?
before that he can't race wheel to wheel, but as he showed today...
Sorry,
it's none-
Anthony, you're going to give Sebastian Vettel driver of the day when I, in my debut race, put a Renault in second place, Alonso and Van Dorn
It's just a pleasure to watch.
come in the top 6, and Ericsson put to Sauber in the top 10 as well. And you're going to give driver of the day to Vettel.
That excitement is
Unbelievable.
fly down, I think.
But
Thanks for joining
yeah,
us.
that's the Australian Grand Prix.
For the next race.
Really unexpected result. Really good race after a dire qualifying session. And yeah, couldn't have asked for much more. Really pleased with that. We've got some upgrades coming to the car as well. I don't know if they'll be on in time for the next race. Hopefully for Bahrain they will be. But yeah, getting a few more resource points from the race there as well. So up to 181 again. We're going to see how we're doing in the driver rivalry. Hopefully we're in the lead now. We're driving. We're drawing the rivalry now. So 5 out of 30 for each of us. I'm alright with that. And yeah, look at our reputation level now. It's bumped up so much with each team, especially with Red Bull and Mercedes. That's ridiculous reputation I've got with some of the front runners there. But yeah, team approval rating up, race second place. Fantastic job by all accounts. And that has been our first F1 2017 career mode video. Thank you so much for watching. Introduction to career score, which you can, you know, compare with other players. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this and want to see more from our F1 2017 career mode and from the game in general, please like this video. It helps out a lot, and subscribe to the channel using that button down below. Would really help me out. I'd really appreciate it as I look to grow this channel using F1 2017. So yeah, that has been our first race. I will not be expecting another result like that for a long time. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys next time.